Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review this new Danish historical epic, The Promised Land. And this is from writer-director Nicolaj Archel and co-written with Anders Thomas Jensen, who also pretty famous Danish filmmaker who's worked with star Mads Mikkelsen before. And this particular film stars Mikkelsen as Ludvig Kahlen, who is an impoverished captain of the military who has a suspect origin. He comes from lower class society, and his dream is to bring life to a heath owned by the king and bring prosperity, gain status. But he's put up against the politics of the kingdom as he gets put up and confronts this one particular lord who will just not let things go. And this film has a lot of layers. It feels like a very traditional kind of like historical period epic where you have a lot of things going on. This film has different elements. It has its survival elements, like man versus nature. And those elements are really breathtaking. Those scenes where you see Mikkelsen trying to work the land, there's a lot of them where they're using fire to burn out foliage and try to repopulate, and it's just strikingly gorgeous, like the fire in the nighttime. The cinematographer Rasmus Videbak is fantastic, and the way that this film looks absolutely breathtaking. The long wide shots of just this beautiful land, the just stark shots of like darkness and light. It really works to make this, the colors pop, and it's so important because you're going from this barren land to this gorgeous foliage, and that contrast really stands out and makes those scenes feel more impactful. But you have those elements. Then you have some romance. There's Kahlen falling for Anne Barbara, played by Amanda Collin, and I bought into this dynamic. It's a little bit more traditional kind of romance that you'd see in a story, but I think the dynamic between Mikkelsen and Collin really works. That element works. Then you have a lot of different threads of Mikkelsen engaging with some of like the traveling people. They're a group of people that are outcast, and the noble people do not like them. They are like disgusting type people. And this dynamic he grows, and Kahlen has this dynamic with this little girl who I appreciated the relationship that they build throughout the film. But it really, at the core of it, it's this conflict. And this conflict is really effective and gets brutal. There's some really harsh elements in this film, and Frederick de Schenkel, played by Simon Bennejerg, is so despicable. This actor sells this role so well. I hated his guts from the moment you see him on screen, just a smug look upon his face. And the conflict between him and Mikkelsen just really, really works. And there is some serious, satisfying scenes throughout this film, and some seriously heartbreaking ones as well, as you have to see brutal things happening to some innocent people. And it has a good cast of supporting characters, from Gustav Lind, who plays Anton Eklund, who's a man of faith, who is with Kahlen throughout most of this process. And it's just one of those kinds of films that does character well, has great performances, looks great. It has some shocks, turns, and it's a beautifully put together film, and there's an intensity, there's some thrills involved in it as well. It's just working on so many different layers, and Archel really pulls this film all together, and I appreciate the journey, but really the shining star of this film is Mikkelsen, who keeps showing he's one of the best actors in the world. There's a stoicism, there is a resoluteness to him in so many scenes of like holding things together, and then when you see the moments where those elements are cracking or he's subtly showing emotion, it all works so well because Mikkelsen just has this perfect hold on this performance, this character, and in the end, this is such an impactful film. Really looking forward to seeing this get some love and hopefully get nominated for Best International Film, but we shall see. But those are my thoughts on The Promised Land. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.